Yes, in this lecture series, we will discuss about the drone technologies, and in previous lecture series we have discussed about the drone, history of drone and drone evaluation and a timeline. Yes, next we will discuss about the drone types. Yes, before getting to drone types, it's a recap session. As we know, drone is nothing but the unmanned aerial vehicle, and the classification is based on control and what type of the platform and what type of application we are using. Yes, and next is very first thing, the types of drone based on the method of propulsion, that is the engine. Yes, the first one is electric powered drones, that is battery operator. So power source is nothing but lithium power or lithium ion batteries. Propulsion system is nothing but electric motors. And examples DJI Mavic Paratansi. So Paratansi is nothing but delivery, and Skydio 2, etc. These are the basic drones which was introduced based on the electric motors and batteries. Advantages is its quiet operation, clean and emissive free, precise control, easy to maintain. So that is nothing but a control of motor with the help of a battery. Limitation is shorter flight time between 15 to 40 minutes and battery degradation over time. Common uses for photography, inspection, education, delivery, as we know, Parrot NFE is used for delivery, but it's also a shorter distance. And next, overview of a electric powered battery operated drones is key feature is they are rechargeable, yes, and common battery type is lithium ion battery and it is more stable energy output. Motor type is brushless DC motors for higher efficiency and durability. And applications, yes, we know it is used for photography, videography, surveying map, agriculture, for crop monitoring and inspection. And these, yeah, as you know, this is a very short usage of very short time. Next is to know about depth of this battery operator, that is electric power drones. We can have a simple breakdown of the components. So first important thing is battery. As we know, battery type, most drones are lithium polymer, supplies electricity to onboard systems including the motors, flight controllers, sensors and communication systems. Electronic speed controllers, yes, we have ESC, that is controllers which regulate the power from the battery to each motor. So adjust the speed of the motors based on the command from the flight controller. Yes, then we need a flight controller, right? Yes, we have a flight controller. But before getting into that, the next important thing is brushless motors. It converts the electrical energy from the battery into a mechanical energy of the motor, and spinning the propellers to generate lift and thrust. And direction is controlled by the ESC to allow the precise movements, that is either backward, forward, yaw, pitch and roll. Propellers, they create lift by pushing and downward, usually two or more blades per propeller position to balance the drone. Two or more blades, not less than that. And flight controller, yes, the brain, the microprocessor that processes the input from the sensors and the user commands. Function maintains stability and interrupts GPS and orientation and sends commands to the ESU. And then comes our sensors and navigations, as we have a lot of sensors now integrated with it, and mainly we are using GPS for navigations and for the better understanding orientation and the attitude of movement. Remote controller or app, yes, nowadays we have a few remote controller and app based controller, and they are controlled over with the radio signal or Wi-Fi Bluetooth. Yes, it transmits instructions on board and receives the instructions, and which they relies on the flight controller. And next one is optional components. Yes, we have cameras, particularly for photography, videography and navigation we are using the cameras. And obstacle avoidance sensors we have, that is infrared, ultrasonic and lidar. So if we go for the fully autonomous, we need an obstacle detection sensor. We know for an obstacle detection, obviously we are going with the ultrasonic, and some features and some applications, the infrared and lidar is also used. And last one is data links to transmit the video and telemetry back to the operator. So these are interlinked and main components which are we can see in an electric powered drone. And summarization, like how the electric power drone works. Power on the drone. Yes, the battery activates on onboard systems. And next is takeoff command given. So from the flight controller tells ESVs to spin motors. Flight controller will transfer the information to the ESC to spin the motors. So now the motor gets spin. Motor spin propellers. So now the motor, when the motor starts to spin, it starts the propellers to spin. Now it generates a lift. User navigates. Now it has been lift, but you have to navigate in any direction, right? So the flight controller interrupts the remote commands and sensor data. Adjustments made continuously. So once it is done, it is done. No, we have to give the instructions to move from one place to another. So the adjustments made continuously to keep the drone stable and on course. Landing, as it is another important, power is gradually reduced and drone descends safely, because whenever the propeller starts to lift, there may be a chance of getting fall suddenly, so that we should be careful on landing purpose also, and we should have the backup plan whenever the propellers and the motors fails. So when it comes to an electrical powered drones, we have to be very careful with the selection of battery, because if the battery gets drained, there will be a sudden clash of drone on the ground, which makes the other parts of the drone gets damaged. So whenever the power of the drone is to its power of the drone is getting low, we have to get the message, or we have to be alert with that, so that we avoid the collapse of the drone with the other particular things. So in this type we have discussed about the detailed of electric powered, that is battery powered drones. Not only battery powered drones, we have other types of propulsion propulsor types. Uh, we have fuel type, hybrid type, and gas type. So in the upcoming series, lecture series, we will be discussing it in detail. So before concluding, we should have a brainstorming of this particular. So what component is responsible for controlling the speed of the drone's motor, as recollected once the flight controller gives the command to the electronic speed controller, this ESC will control the speed of the drone's motor. So the answer is electronic speed controller. So in next lecture series, we will discuss the other types of drone based on the method of propulsions. And now we will wind up here. Thank you.